touching him. Don't touch him. Why are you grabbing him like that? Why are you grabbing him? All he did was tell him, shut the fuck up. Don't touch him. Stop touching him.
Stay over there.
Hey, bossman, just listen.
Stay over there. When everybody else gets here, they all need to go. He's a 15.
They all need to go?
They all need to go. He's a 15.
All right.
Oh, hell. Hey, Ronnie.
We're going to be outside. By the pool.
Call your G right now. Call your G right now. What? Are you...
Wow, no! What the fuck? What the fuck is that?
So, I'm going to give my input on what you think should be done on behalf of this encounter with the police. The young man's encounter, him along with his two friends, encounter with the police, specifically the one that was slammed down to the ground. So, when that said, should community-based accountability be demonstrated on behalf of, for some of you who may wonder what I mean by that, creating an accountable police force by implementing policies that make them directly responsible to the people they serve. I mean, because there are a variety of practices that can increase the collaboration between police and a community. One of them being civilian oversight, both on a policy level and for specific review of complaints and disciplinary measures. Creating direct accountability that also provides the opportunity for police to learn from and build a relationship with those they serve. Also, an important, in my opinion, an important aspect of building community trust and keeping police accountable is transparency. By creating clear procedures by which police officers provide information to and are transparent about their practices with the community, and creating, which means it would create the basis for mutual respect. Also meaning this could include policies that require police officers to provide their name, badge number, and an informative card on how to report complaints to people with which they interact. This can also include wearing body cameras with adequate privacy protections for the public and strengthening the right of civilians to record police interactions. Another measure that can be taken is political accountability, whereas the political measures can be influenced in the ways police departments are structured and behave. Quote-unquote political checks, both on a national and local level, including contingent federal funding, internal review, and increased reporting, can make police departments and officers more accountable. These political accountability measures can work in tandem with civil and criminal lawsuits to pressure police departments into adopting best practices. Also, with that being said, police officers can also be made subject to quote-unquote political checks, such as peer reviews during incidents of misconduct and internal disciplinary panels. While these checks may exist, they are often missing the necessary transparency that can reassure the public that internal measures are thorough and fair. At the same time, by regularly providing data to the public on the disciplinary dispositions of all misconduct complaints, it will be easier to identify and address systemic problems in those processes. Internal police procedures can also reflect a commitment to accountable, fair, and unbiased policy. Unbiased police and police departments can require implicit bias training and develop a policy to considering officers' racial bias and record when hiring, certifying, deploying, or evaluating police officers. The last and final measure that could be taken, in my personal opinion, would be pursuing a civil lawsuit against whichever police department. Anytime a person may feel that they were either unjustly treated by the police, or unjustly, I guess you could say, prosecuted by the police. Because, I mean, these include state causes of action and federal lawsuits brought pursuant to 42 U.S.C. 1983, the federal statute that prohibits constitutional violations by those operating under, quote-unquote, the color of state law. These lawsuits can be brought against individuals who have deprived an individual of their rights acting in an official capacity, whether or not their actions are sanctioned by the state, and whether or not they're, quote-unquote, off-duty. Because there are some off-duty police officers who still have reportedly demonstrated excessive force against people, civilians, even if they may have not been working, but yet it still may have been wearing a badge, may have been caught on camera wearing a badge like they actually were on duty or working. And I mean, I just think that something has to be done on behalf of how there are still several police officers all over the nation who are still demonstrating excessive force upon civilians due to, in most cases, race or skin color. Because if whites or a white person may happen to get prosecuted or demonstrated excessive force upon by a police officer, chances are that the police officer may go as far as tasing them. But if it may come to either a Hispanic or a Black American person, they may not only just tase the Black American or Hispanic person, because in some cases, police officers may claim that the person, the minority that they may have arrested or apprehended and then use excessive force upon were being non-compliant with them, or may have talked back to them in a disrespectful kind of manner. They may go as far as, in most cases, shooting and killing the minority, the person that may be a minority compared to the force they would use upon a white American. Anyway, I wanted to end this video and I wanted to get your input on this particular matter, this video. Do you think that the young man that was slammed down to the ground should have not been prosecuted like he was, or did it depend on the extent of what led to this altercation, to this incident, the reason the police slammed him to the ground? After all, he would call himself passing his phone to his friend. Maybe the police felt suspicious about that, as he was offering to give his phone to his friend, because immediately he was slammed down to the ground by one of the police officers. Although his friend recorded it, I doubt if it would be anything done about it. The young man that was slammed to the ground could try to pursue a civil lawsuit against the police department, but the prosecutor may still be in my opinion, the police department's favor, especially if they may be a white prosecutor or state attorney general. And therefore, the police may be charged on behalf of the force they demonstrated upon this young man, but I doubt if they'll be sentenced. If so, they may be sentenced to maybe on average no longer than 5 years, a maximum of just 5 years, if that. And it also reminds me of what the late Paul Mooney would say, how they have the protection. White folks, in most cases, the reason they don't get prosecuted to the kind of extent minorities do is because they had a protection for, no, complexion. Let me rephrase that. They have the complexion for the protection. So feel free to share this video, like it, comment once again on how you feel about this particular matter, and whether you think police should be reformed that much more due to this incident. Last but not least, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, be safe out there and have a blessed day.